It's July 28th, 2024. I'm in this flag, United States of America, with a Federal Reserve note, an ONE, and an In God We Trust. There's Jackson and the White House. And then on the quarter, there's an eagle. I just attended church. I went and I confirmed with an uncle about the quarter issue. Um, I just wanted to make sure that there I wasn't whatever and the whatever. Um, so I attended Zion today. I mean, again, everything's on camera surveillance these days. And I'm seated in the church, and I understand um, the management constraints of today. I mean, but it is just so amazing that when the church is so fully staffed, how everything goes off without a hitch. I mean, it just from the beginning straight through to the end. Um, and then there's instances like today, where I bring the insult to my intelligence, the Catholic, with me into the situation. And then my son comes with us. Um, and we're sitting in service, and everybody's ready for communion. And today, because it's, I guess, summer, I don't really know what the reason is, but there's no usher. So in church etiquette, I mean, you can see those that come before you. It happens every week as such. Same ceremonial procession. It starts at the beginning pew and works its way to the back of the church. You stand up, you wait for the row before you to complete exiting the pew and stand on line. It's like a Stasia, and then you go. But for some reason, there's no usher today. And the people at the back of the church started walking forward before the pew got even an ability to exit the pew and get into line. I mean, and of course, I muscled my way in order to prevent the persons from the back of the church trying to cut in front of me after some had already gotten ahead of us. And my son, I asked my son if he wanted to go in front of me, and the woman behind me was, and I'm, did she just do that to me? I mean, it is like, do you not realize that you are out of order at church? So anyhow, so then we're leaving, and the last few weeks I've gone alone to church with my son, which is how I prefer it. I left the Catholic at home. And um my son and I, again, I'm preparing him for adulthood. So to him, I appear staunch, angry, and like always upset about something. And I'm like, I am preparing you for adulthood. And at this point, if my demeanor seems angry to you, it's because I don't like how this is turning out. I don't like what I'm looking at, and I don't like what these impediments are. Like getting up, getting out the door, getting to church. My son has fallen in line and follows command to get out of the house on time. When it's the Catholics coming with us, it's all of a sudden. I mean, he's the type of model person that when you tell him there's a time factor involved, it's almost as if I didn't know better, that his persona slows down, like as if time's totally irrelevant, just to like say F you to me. So, meanwhile, I'm trying to be the model and show my son timeliness is important. You don't, you show up on time, and anyhow, in the routine. So, we've gone through a couple of instances at the church where there's social hour afterwards. And I say to him, if you do not want to stay for social hour, I will allow you to leave since it's summer. However, there is no collecting cookies and whatever on a plate, and you're not allowed to collect the plate and run out the door. I said that is just so disrespectful to the entire community. I said I won't stand for it. I like it's not happening. So he's gotten past that. Today the Catholic comes with us, and he's like, my son's so he's like, I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee. And my son's like, no, 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 no. He's like, Mom said we can't. And he looked at me. He's like, "No, I'm getting a cup of coffee." I go, "No, you're not." And I said, "We're leaving. If you're not, it's the same for him. If you're not staying, we're not taking from the service. We are leaving. That's just the way it's going." So we go to exit the church, and the Catholic, starts with my son on like how he doesn't understand. This is ridiculous. And I turn to him and I go, "This is not Narcotics Anonymous. You do not just waltz in, grab whatever you want, and then leave." I said, "This is serious." I was like, and I'm trying to teach my son how to be serious and when to be constructive and to have like a order for which he knows what's acceptable and what's not, and to be mindful of a situation. I was like, and you're like impeding me on completing that task by giving me all of these objections, which to me seem absolutely ridiculous. So it is just so frustrating between the other members of the church, like, again, with not understanding and like following the procession of things, the order of things, the timing of things, and trying to just cut ahead completely irks me. And then this issue with the Catholic. But this comes at a time where they've had like, and then even on the way home, like he was talking about the Bronx and whatever he's up to in seeing the changes in the Bronx, for which I just collect information. I really don't give much back to him. And so I'm just sitting there, and I said, "Are you aware?" I was like, "that the White House is to be inhabited only by a Protestant, like a male Protestant, is how the tradition before our arrival has been. Like that is historically accurate standard." And the fact that there has been a a signature of something so drastically, like, again, President Biden is Catholic, but he's a white male. And now they're going into a territory where it's female, and I don't know its religious affiliation, but it is just, there is so much drastic change, especially since in the register I've found counterfeit. And I don't know, like, I'm so, like, again, I know fascists exist. I just don't know what their expectation at my level is in order to keep like neat and tidy and order. Like, there's things that are outside of my control, and I just don't know, where do you report it? I reported it to local management. Where it goes from there, I'm not sure. I see on the television they have something that they're advertising. I don't know if it's ad council. I'm trying to tape it to see if it's this week. It's called "Paper Sealing is Real." And then I'm looking at that and I'm like, well, if they already knew paper sealing was real, then why would they like deny me the arm of somebody fashionable? Like, I just don't understand. Like, this makes no sense to me. Why would I be thrust into like this section of station? Like, this is not where I was headed. But then, like, even now, did they mean paper sealing of degree? Like, I mean, again, I've gone for a bachelor's degree, but I've been denied the one credit needed for degree planning by some altercation of non-presidential. And I'm having it at an empire, and then at a place that they say the sound SUNY, but it's SUNY. So again, it's just I've had these impediments. I don't know by, like, I mean, does my lordship know in the God and the ONE? Like, I mean, is this new? I mean, supposedly nothing is to be kept from them, and that they know of everything at all times. But intellectual beings and design. So I'm a little confused how I was denied a fashionable arm as a woman and as a lady and as having this special child that I gave birth to in timing of constellations and whatever else. So it is so absolutely frustrating. Like, just like, there's the little things, but then there's the larger, broader picture. Um, and I'm just absolutely disgusted with the blacksmith at this point. Absolutely disgusted. Um, the 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 blacksmith Catholic is just an insult to my intelligence. Again, I wanted a fashionable arm. I did not want a backwards ride on a donkey into this situation. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, universe. Galaxy is broken. And it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.